Hi, everyone. Good morning to you. It's 8 o'clock on the start of your Thursday. Welcome to Second Cup. We are so thrilled to be here with a very special guest.
A star. We talked about this yesterday. We teased it a little bit. We've been talking all week about The Wiz. I told you guys I saw it on Tuesday for opening night. And one of the stars of the show is here with us today, Elijah Lewis. He plays the Scarecrow in The Wiz. And we're so excited to be joined with him this morning. So all the cuppies, please show love in the comments. Good morning to you. We're happy you're here with us, especially today, because we're just so grateful to have you here with us. And
okay, wait. Tell us the personal story.
Okay, so I'm about to seem so much cooler to you guys. You guys are gonna be so we go way back to Highway Holiness Church in Hackensack, New Jersey. We grew up together. My Nana is a pastor, and Elijah and his family went to our church, and you were praise dancing and always singing. Best friends with my cousin Shakia. We're cousins. We're family. So when I heard he was going to be in town and you saw me on the news on Sunday, we figured we had to get this going. And of course, going to the show on Tuesday, I was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of him. Like, I've always been like, I was like the nerdy little kid in the background trying to like be cool like you guys.
She was always cool. She was just younger than us.
Well,
that was just it.
I was just looking up to them. I remember Kiki used to make me like dance and like crump or whatever. You guys would crack up at me trying to do everything. So imagine me, little, just looking up to him, and now here he is on stage at Shea's.
Yeah, tell us about, first of all, your musical theater experience. I mean, you've been in Ain't Too Proud. Now you're on stage in The Wiz. I'm sure, I mean, you go way back, but I mean, even I follow you on Instagram because I think you're, amazing. But what is that experience like? I mean, first of all, being in front of a live audience has got to be so totally different for an actor.
It is. I say there are so many facets of entertainment that are great.
Yeah.
But theater is something that I say, if you're a theater actor, you have to really love it. Because, you can't record videos, you can't take pictures. So you have to be in that moment with the audience member. And it's the give and take right in the moment. And it's just those 2 hours or 2.5 hours that you have with them that you have this exchange.
It's super intimate, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's so much magic in the theater. How does the Scarecrow compare to other roles that you've played?
Ooh, Scarecrow is just...
There's so much movement, too. You be kicking up here.
I can say that I've played people mostly. So when I did Motown, I was Stevie Wonder. And of course, Ain't Too Proud, I was David Ruffin. So you're kind of going in the world of the person. But this, you're kind of creating it. The thing about The Wiz is, of course, it's so iconic and so many legendary people have played it. But you have to put yourself in the role in order for the role to work. But putting yourself in the role with the parameters of what the character is. I have a brain. I have a brain. And I am pretty stead and firm in things that I know and think about. So playing a character that's in search of his intelligence and his brain, trying to make it authentic. Of course, it's the work of an actor. But yeah, I love playing this role because it's just not me.
I wonder though, have you ever found yourself kind of wandering a path and you don't necessarily have the right answers or the right know-how to get to point B, I guess. And maybe that's kind of what the Scarecrow's all about.
Channel that energy. Kind of.
That's life. And it's definitely entertainment.
No kidding.
Because you never technically know, no matter how good you are or, known you are or how many connections you have, you never really know when your next job is coming. And so it's always like that sense of faith of being blind and just walking and knowing and hoping that you've done enough and you've done things right in life, in your career, that that things will come.
I wonder what that's like too, having to worry about finding that next job once this one kind of dries up, right?
That's crazy.
There's so much talent out there too, but I want to talk about the talent that's with you on stage. Everyone that you're working with is so incredible.
They are.
Dorothy was so good. Like
Dana Simone,
oh my gosh, and she's so talented.
She's so great, and this is her first Broadway tour.
How old is
she?
Well, we don't talk about it.
Oh, look, Nana commented. She made it. Hey, Nana. Hi. We're all Nana's babies.
It's so crazy how, you're working.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, Nana, how are you?
It's a full circle moment here, right? Like, and that's what this is so Buffalo, honestly. It's what we would call exactly. There's always that one little thread that keeps us together. And I love that you two have that.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It is.
I
But
know.
yes, everyone in the cast, Dana, who plays Dorothy, D. Jerome, who plays Tin Man, Michael Kilgore, who plays Lion. Then, of course, we have Alan Mingo Jr., who plays The Wiz, Scheherazade, who plays Glinda, Kyla Jade, who plays Aunt Em and Eveline. Like, there's so many just principal star people in these principal star roles.
Well, let me ask you this too. I mean, Wicked is obviously front and center right now when it comes to musical theater performance. Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, obviously, but this is a completely different take on that.
Yeah.
So for people who've never seen the show before, who are uneducated in the world of the Wiz, what can they expect?
You know, it's such a good time, number one, but I call The Wiz the American story because there is always a sense of home that we're trying to find. Always a sense of where do I belong? Where do I fit in? And I think that each audience member can identify with one of the four heroes, whether it's Scarecrow, Tin Man, Lion, or Dorothy, in their quest to find where they fit in. So I think that is the universal bottom foundation that people gravitate and stick to. But you're gonna have a good time. This version of The Wiz that our team, Shelley Williams directed, and Amber Ruffin, who adapted the script, they took a different toll on this. And the great thing about The Wiz is that the story remains, but you can drop it in any part of any world, any time. You know, the original with Stephanie Mills was one version, then we had the movie version, and they all spoke to the decade. And I think this one speaks to this decade. That will be pretty legendary for families and people to come.
Okay.
It's so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much fun.
So, okay, Scarecrow, I'm going to put you on the spot. So give us a little bit of a hint. Yeah, I just want to hear like a little bit of a number, like one bar. Drop some bars.
I also want to mention that when you're singing You Can't Win, like he is dancing all over the stage.
Let me tell you something. I'm winded.
You're doing all of that and being hilarious and keeping composed and singing and doing amazing.
Let me
But
tell you something.
Give us something.
it's 8 a.m.
I know.
You can't win. You can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. People keep saying things are gonna change, but they look just like they're staying the same. You get in, weighing over your head, and you only got yourself to blame. You can't win, child. No, you can't break even. You can't get out of the game.
Yay! So good.
So good.
Okay, so how can we see you on stage at Shea's in The Wiz?
You can follow and go to all of our social media, Wiz Broadway, Wiz B-Way, sorry. The Wiz B-Way on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. And if you just type in The Wiz, it's your pop-up.
Next show is tonight, 7:30.
Yes, it is. And we are here
Sunday.
through Sunday.
Can I ask you, and I've always been so interested in this. I mean, as I mentioned, I follow you on Instagram, which tease your Instagram for us so that everyone can follow you as well.
I'm at Elijah Ahmad Lewis, ElijahAhmadLewis.
Okay. So you pick up, you go from city to city, you are in tour after tour after tour. What is that like personally? How do you, because I'm just wondering all about this, like what the behind the scenes is like. How do you put down roots? How do you find a place that you call home? We talk about this. I mean, I guess real life art imitates life.
Yes.
You know, what is it like?
Touring is its own art form. And I had to learn how to tour. I've been touring since I was about 14, 15.
Wow.
But one thing I love about touring is seeing the character of every state and city.
Love that.
Which is great. But having to do a show, be in a hotel or an apartment, literally pick up your life and live out of a trunk and 2 suitcases.
And play someone who's not yourself.
Right. It's crazy. And then getting into these theaters, they're different backstages. So you have to learn that within a day, within actually a few hours, because we come in on Tuesday, we have our company meeting, our sound check. You have the scope of the land. The stage, of course, is always the same, but the backstage is different. Going to your dressing rooms are different. You know, figuring out your traffic and your time to make sure you get to the stage on time. yeah, and just figuring out what you need. I always say, of course, people say if you can work on Broadway, you can work anywhere.
Sure.
But I say if you can tour in a Broadway show, you can do anything.
And we're so blessed that you do it because your talent is just a beauty to behold. And I also have to mention, you come from a family of talent.
Yes.
Your brothers are both incredibly talented. I remember.
We come from a family of talent.
I know.
You know, she's working, so I have to pull her back in
That was gonna be
sometimes.
my last question. Honestly, like, I want to hear how proud you are of Taylor, because I'm proud of Taylor. I look at her in awe every single day because we see Taylor. She came out of college from Syracuse. She started with us right before the pandemic and has grown into something that is absolutely so incredible, beautiful, and talented.
I'm not going to get emotional. I'm not, but I'm extremely proud of her. She has grown into a beautiful young woman.
Yes.
Just smart, just poised, just I couldn't be a prouder cousin. And just to be sitting here doing this, I was saying this morning while we were on the way here, I said, if there's any press interview I would do this early, it would be this one. I'm just so proud of you. And yeah, do it. Do it.
I wish you could see a snapshot. I gotta find a picture of us like a church retreat.
I have a few. I have a few.
Zenda, what are you waiting for?
There's somewhere in the cloud. There's somewhere in the cloud.
There's we're just
so many
giving it our best, trying our hardest, and to think that we would be here. I mean, I knew we had faith that we would be here, but we're here now. We're doing our thing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad that you could join us this morning. And you're gonna go break a leg tonight and every night.
Oh my God, you brought a tear to my eye. I really am so proud of Taylor. And
I am too. I'm trying not to cry because I have makeup on.
Everyone loves Taylor.
Yes,
we are so fortunate.
She's the best.
Elijah, thank you so much for coming in.
Of course.
Don't forget that you can see The Wiz at Shea's this week. Yeah, full circle moment, says Dad.
Oh, my dad's here.
Hey, Mike. Hey.
They be in here in these comments
yes.
every morning.
So funny. The Wiz at Shea's this week. Tonight's show is at 7:30. And don't forget that you can follow Elijah on the gram.
Don put his Instagram in the comments, so direct link.
And hey, thank you so much for coming in. It was
thank
a pleasure
you guys.
meeting you. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Elijah.
That fangirling.
I am. Like, I'm impressed. I am impressed.
Also, Elijah smells so good.
Yeah, what are you wearing?
I am wearing what is this? Fleur. Fleur. It is a new set company that I discovered, and I am wearing Mood Ring.
Ooh, it's very it's earthy and moody.
People in the comments said they love this orange.
Thank you. You know, we got to do color for the Wiz. We got to do color for the Wiz.
He's on down. Go to Shea's, watch it. I mean, everyone, especially if you're a theater lover, you're just gonna have the talent, the vocals. There's not a single song where you are not about to throw your shoe on stage.
Hey, before we let you go, Elijah, what's your favorite part about Buffalo so far?
Food.
Yes.
I love food. It is cold right now, but I have been here in the spring and summer months, and it is a great time here. I do have friends here, of course, family is here. But yeah, the food is great. And I love the intimacy of Buffalo. Yeah. You know, being in New York and being in these big states and stuff is all great, but the intimacy of certain cities, you can really see the character of it and really dive and sink yourself into it. Buffalo is definitely wonderful.
There's a pride, and I've said it all along, it's palpable here. It's different, and you feel it, and you're part of it, and you don't get Buffalo until you're in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One big family.
So come to Buffalo.
Yes, shuffle on down. Thank you, Elijah. We're going to head over to the desk. We appreciate you. It was a pleasure meeting you. Be well. And don't forget that you can see Elijah on stage at Shea's all week. He's going to be in The Wiz, and you can buy tickets, sheas.org. It's going to be one of those shows that you don't want to miss. Taylor's just walking out with Elijah right now. In the meantime, oh my gosh, what a cool interview. Just to be able to hear the perspective from somebody who's on the outside, you know, from Buffalo, saying the food, hello, right? I love that. But I also love that you have that connection with him.
I know. It's just so cool. Like, this is me as a kid. Like, you have to imagine, you have those role models, those people you look up to, the cool cousins, right? And I'm the little one. And I remember we did this one performance, and me and my little cousin came up, and we were like, we just want to be like them. We just want to do it. We just want to be like them. And it's so fun to see that come full circle. So fun to celebrate. And it's awesome. It's awesome. Like, this is what life's about. These moments where you get to celebrate, you get to enjoy, you know, parts of life coming all together. Sure. And I think it's so great. And again, like, I can't hype the show enough. And you guys know I grew up doing theater. I can't do it like they're doing. Like, oh my gosh. So much talent in the room. Oh my, Yolanda is here.
I love that. Shea's is one of the most beautiful theaters. But I want to be completely honest with you. Like what I said and what Elijah said is so true. And so for what it's worth, we've been together for 5 or 6 years at this point, and truly, like, the way you have just flourished is something so special.
I was such a baby when I first came here. 2019, right before the pandemic, I was 21 years old. All of this, just a dream.
Yeah.
I had no idea where I was going to be, and to be doing all of this and every morning
and to
spending
celebrate
here with you
it. I mean, like, that is something to be uplifted and really to be celebrated. And I love doing that.
It's awesome. I love being here with you guys. I love that we can share these moments here this morning. My aunt Jacinta, the whole family is here.
I love that.
The group chat. My mom is here. My mom said many shows watching my Taylor on stage. Oh my gosh, I'm cracking up. Now we got the whole family here.
Oh, Elijah says hello.
Elijah says he loves y'all. That means my Aunt Frida's probably watching. That's Nana.
I love this. It's a family affair.
Oh my goodness.
This is great.
This is hilarious. This is so funny.
Well, we're so glad that we could, bring this to life.
And look, if you guys, need someone to wear some green in the background, do it.
Or maybe you should drop a line, drop a bar.
Drop a little something. Oh,
yeah, give it to us.
What am I doing? We can do it together. He's on down the road.
I love this.
It's so good. It's so good.
Kiki's here too.
Oh, because Kiki is here. Yes. Aunt Jacinta says we're so proud of you.
Peter says Taylor is a ray of sunshine morning show or night news. James, what an honor to watch Taylor become the journalist she is. We're so glad
to cry
you're
this
Buffalo.
morning.
Oh
you
my
want me
God.
to cry on
I had a tear. I'm not gonna lie. Because I just love you so much. Vicky, here we go. I love this.
So my Nana has like 10 siblings. So we're all of them, and then my cousins are all here.
Aunt Frida watched.
I told you Aunt Frida was here too.
So funny.
The whole family's here.
Elijah mentioned food is one of his favorite things about Buffalo. And here in Western New York, 'tis the season for fish fries.
And I did have a hot take earlier.
Okay, let's hear it once again.
So when I was on the morning show and I was reporting a couple years ago, I did this series called Fish Fry Friday. Every Friday, I was going to 2 different locations to try a fish fry. So I've had just about every fish fry in Western New York. We're talking North Towns, Niagara County, Southern Tier, you name it. I've been to the spots. Some are pretty good. I've had some that aren't as good.
Okay, what are the good ones?
I think Kenilworth is a really good one.
The volunteer fire company.
Really, really good there. And they just have a good vibe, and obviously goes to a good cause. Gene McCarthy's, like you mentioned, has a good one. My only thing is, it's just so greasy. Like, that is so much grease in food, and you're getting the fries on the side. I don't know. It's just not my thing. I understand, obviously, can't have meat on Fridays during the Lenten season. Got to do what you got to do. But I would love to hear what your favorite fish fry is, because maybe you can convert me. Maybe you can find a spot that I really like. What's missing for me a lot of the times is the seasoning, you guys. Like, we need the salt and the pepper before you fry the fish in the batter, right? Both sides in the fryer, and then we gotta do it.
So you don't mean
like catfish and like a good fish fry,
like some soul.
I need to see some specks on there.
So a good Jewish boy growing up on Long Island didn't have a fish fry until he came to Buffalo, and I had no idea what a fish fry was. I didn't understand like why we needed fish on Fridays or whatever. But again, it's because I was a little ignorant. I had no idea. But
new to the area.
Thank you.
New to the
so let me show you what my first fish fry ever in Buffalo
gonna crack
looked like.
up. Look at baby Ed and Matt Beauvais.
Okay,
Look
so
at how tiny you are,
all
Edward.
morning long, I had been searching for this picture, and I want you to understand something. 2 things. Number 1, this has got to be 2015, so 10 years ago. Number 2, I was starving myself because I was going on a cruise, and
Look
like
how tiny you are.
Thank you, and I thought I was a little hefty there. What I didn't realize is that 10 years later, we'd be looking back on this picture being like, oh my God, who is that ill man in the foreground? Okay. Third, and finally, I had never had a fish fry before, and that day was amazing. This is at Weecheck's.
Oh, Weecheck's is good. Okay.
So the waitress came over. She was phenomenal. And just like understanding that I had never done this before or been in a place where I needed to have like all of the sides and understand what the beer batter was versus the broiled.
It's a full experience.
Yes.
MB says beer batter fish fries are way greasier. And that's one of my sticking points. Kim says your baby face, and Kelsey says, first of all, add that glow up.
Thank you, right?
Also want to go back to Aaron, our boss, who chimed in and says, Taylor's mom, if you're watching,
Oh
sorry
my
again for the whole
God.
storm parade thing.
The hair, the snow in the hair.
Yeah, I was out there at the Lancaster Christmasville Fire Truck Parade right after Thanksgiving. And I just dropped my mom off at the airport. And of course, I go out into lake effect snow covered. And she goes, you tell Aaron that I'm mad at him for what he did to my baby. And
you know what, though? It got you some attention on Inside Edition.
I got an Inside Edition, a little national news. Do what you got to do.
Tina didn't realize that was me. No.
It doesn't look like you because you're such a baby.
Oh my God. What about Beauvais?
You look younger than Beauvais in this picture, honestly.
You think? Oh my God. He was a child.
I know, baby's such a baby. He's been working
So
here
funny.
since like forever.
Forever. Sue says, Happy Swallow Bar and Restaurant, best
called
fish
what?
fry. Happy Swallow. Oh, it's on the east side. It's really good.
Okay.
Love We Checks.
If it's on the east side, I'm going. I know it will be seasoned if it's on the east side. Let's go.
Linda says, not all fish fries are greasy. Depends on how they do them. Miss a good fish fry in Florida. Oh my gosh. Yolanda's cracking up. You can follow me on Instagram at DranchTV. Yeah, it's a fun, interesting place.
It's just the beginning. 46 days, a couple weeks. Easter falling right before the day before my birthday, a couple days before your birthday.
Yeah.
So,
When is
exciting
Easter?
times. It's on the 20th.
Wow, that's
So
right
it's
before
Sunday
your
the
birthday.
20th. My birthday's Monday. Your birthday's what?
The 26th,
Saturday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Polish Falcon drive-through.
Polish
fish
Falcon's
is
another one we
awesome.
go to a lot.
If you haven't been to Aunt Millie's for a fish fry, you need to go. Where is
that out
that,
in Brant?
Linda? I don't know. Okay, Beauvais.
Baby Beauvais.
So funny. And then Taylor, you did a great job at the parade, says
Thank you.
Kim. That
Thank
was
you,
so
Kim.
funny.
I couldn't feel my feet or anything.
I think with the last couple of minutes that we have, I mean, I don't want to bring things down because we've had such a great second cup.
No, but it's important to talk about what happened. We had some really, really sad news out of Allentown affecting the entire Buffalo community, but specifically Allentown and the LGBTQ plus community, losing two pillars, two real standouts in the community, found dead in their home.
Icons. Mickey Harmon and his partner found tragically dead, killed by who police say is a knife-wielding man who was in their house when they found him. This was Tuesday afternoon, but what I want to show you, and maybe we go back, if we can rewind the video just a little bit, John. What's important, I think, to highlight here is the love and
Look
the
how many
support.
people are out there.
Right. All of these people gathering, emoting, celebrating the people who helped Buffalo move forward. And what I think is really important to point out is that Mickey and his boyfriend, his longtime partner, they had plans for the future. And by all accounts, they worked so well together. But Mickey had this thing going on. He had his store, the Good Stuff Gallery, but he also had plans for a big party called Intersect on Saturday and Sunday of Pride. And it's coming up May 31st and June 1st. And, you know, it kind of takes a little bit of a turn, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I really hope that they're still able to have the event in his honor and their honor. And that mural that the vigil was outside of was a mural that he created. And it's just so weird to think that he's not here anymore and that they're not here and they won't be here to celebrate and they won't be here to do the things. There was a post too recently on his Instagram. He was outside of like the Central Terminal. It was like, we have so much to do in Buffalo. We have so many plans for Buffalo. And Allentown, that neighborhood's been through so much. 2 buildings have burned down there. The community has had a lot of loss. A lot of those businesses have had to go away because of the construction that happened.
Right.
And you have 2 pillars in this neighborhood who were coming through every day with a smile on their face at 26 Allen, you know, keeping the party going, helping people, and now they're taken from us in such an awful way.
Kim says there's just no regard for human life. And, you know, I said this morning, and I don't know that it's a silver lining. There is no silver lining to this. This is an awful, awful tragedy. But
something you can hang your hat on.
I guess so. Like, I really can't even find the words for this because it's just so terrible.
Yeah.
Police are saying it's not a hate crime. But does that matter? I don't know. I
They're so
know,
gone.
right? I mean, like,
and I don't know how they can determine that. I don't know what goes into determining whether or not it's a hate crime. I'm sure there's going to be a huge investigation into exactly what happened. Another small silver lining: their 2 cats were missing after the fact.
Yeah.
Their names are Chicken and Beef, and they were found. So that's good. Hopefully, they can find loving homes for them. It's just awful.
It's really sad. You know, what I think is important is that we continue their legacy. We continue moving forward. We continue the momentum that they helped build in Buffalo, and we move that forward. And, you know, Mitch Nowakowski, who is a good friend of mine, I say this all the time, he joins us often here on Second Cup. He was emotional, and to see Mitch emotional got me really thinking, like, and I just reached out to him on a personal level. Hey, how are you? I, you know, love Mitch, obviously. But to see how he was so affected by this, because not only is it in his district, but it's also a close friend of his.
And you could hear him choking up when he was talking about it. And this is a public official, right?
Right.
A common council member. And when you see someone have that kind of moment, and a lot of people are chiming in here and saying, you know, they know them. Barbara's saying heartbreaking. Young lives with so much to give. Wrapping my arms around the community. How they know it's not a hate crime, or I don't know.
I don't either. And, you know, from what I understood, the suspect here, the person of interest, was under guard and watch at ECMC for some time yesterday, so that they could get him mentally stable. And apparently he was unstable at some point.
Barb says she knew Mickey, an awesome artist. Just can't believe this happened.
Well, and Barb is also an artist and part of the community. You know, when people who are marginalized become a victim, it just lifts up a community to come together as one. There's
so much love there.
Yeah.
And there's so much that has already been overcome, so that this community knows how to come together like no other. And you could see that in the vigil last night. I mean, it was cold, it was windy. It's not the day you want to be outside in Buffalo, but huge crowds coming out to celebrate their lives.
So now, exactly, we do just that. And so Intersect is coming up on May 31st and June 1st, theoretically. And what Mickey was doing was trying to provide a space for LGBTQ people to, we've got 5 seconds, stand by for us. We're gonna bring Aaron in. We gotta pause for Aaron to hear. I forgot.
All right, good morning, everyone. Here's the 190 going southbound by exit 15 at Sheridan. See some congestion there between exit 15 and 16. This morning, elsewhere, things are moving smoothly. There are some snow showers starting to pop up, especially south of Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to hear Aaron, but here, we're looking live right now at what I think is the 190 and exit 3 of Seneca Street. So you can see traffic moving a little bit smoothly. But what I was saying before about Mickey in Intersect, what he was doing was trying to provide a place for the LGBTQ plus community after the parade, and because there's no big festival this year. So he wanted to be that place, wanted to create that place, and now in his honor, you hope that it moves forward and that community leaders and people who are blessed with money are able to put it on.
Yeah, and you're able to do something positive in their memory. I think it was really upsetting to find out we wouldn't be having the Pride Festival as normal. So Mickey was like, you know what, we're going to do something. And I really hope it still happens.
So, oh, okay, they can hear him.
On Saturday, we mix the sun clouds, near 40 on Sunday, near 50 on Monday, near 60 on Tuesday.
So, you know, while we mourn the loss of this couple, and, you know, we certainly pray for their families and wish for better days, we can remember and celebrate their lives and really work to move forward, not as people, but as a community, as one.
Yeah.
And
we're resilient.
Yeah, we'll move on. We'll move forward. I don't know if you ever move on, but you move forward.
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave you with a smile. So glad to have Elijah here with us.
That was so fun.
He was awesome. And look, there's so much to look forward to, so much good happening in Buffalo.
Look, and it's almost Friday. We're almost at the weekend. We almost made it. The weather, not ideal, but we'll leave you with this too. North Park Theater posted a picture that Mickey drew, and on the marquee out there it says, "We'll miss you."
I love what Vicky is saying. Cherish life.
Yeah.
Stand strong as a community.
You're right on, Vicky.
Thanks so much for being with us on this Thursday. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for Friday.
Good day, guys.